President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met on Thursday Jordanian King Abdullah II and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas for a three-way summit. Presidential spokesman said that the three leaders held a closed session before being joined by delegations from the three countries. Ahead of the summit, President el-Sisi held bilateral talks with both the Jordanian King and the Palestinian President. The details in the following report.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi meets on Thursday Jordanian King Abdullah II and Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas for a three-way summit. Ahead of the summit, President el-Sisi received the Jordanian monarch and held bilateral talks ahead of the three-way summit. During the talks, President el-Sisi held strong Egyptian-Jordanian relations and expressed for strengthening cooperation in all fields, whether of the bilateral level or through the three-way cooperation mechanism with Iraq. For his part, the Jordanian king called for capitalizing on the Egyptian leading experience in the development field. The two leaders discussed latest regional developments, especially the situation in Lebanon. Earlier in the day, President el-Sisi met with the Palestinian president at the Ittihadiyya Palace. The talks covered latest developments in the Palestinian occupied territories and means of urging American administration to carry out its obligations. The talks also covered Egypt's efforts to achieve Palestinian reconciliation and strengthen national unity. The presidential spokesman said that President el-Sisi vowed that Egypt would continue its backing of the Palestinian people to regain their legitimate rights in line with relevant international resolutions. El-Sisi also called for consolidating the Palestinian-Israeli truce and to resume peace talks while achieving the Palestinian reconciliation among all factions. The president also stressed on the importance of backing the Palestinian Authority's role in the Gaza Strip, as well as improving the living conditions of Palestinians. For his part, Abbas expressed appreciation for the Egyptian efforts in support of the Palestinian cause. He hailed Egypt's historical stance in support of reaching a just and comprehensive peace settlement. Abbas also expressed appreciation for President el-Sisi's initiative for the reconstruction of Gaza Strip.
And for an in-depth look into the Egyptian-Jordanian-Palestinian summit, we're joined over the phone by Hassan Wagih, Professor of Political Science. A very good day, sir.
Have a good day too.
Sir, the summit is part of efforts to revive the Middle East peace process. In your opinion, how can we mobilize the international community to reach this goal?
Actually, this tripartite meeting among the presidents, I think, and King Abdullah, of course, I think this is a very important step towards that kind of mobilization, because actually there is a quartet already a long time ago from the European Union, USA, Russia, and I think these two countries, Egypt and Jordan, are newcomers to be very potential and very essential and very basic countries to exert the effort with the quartet. And there is a General Assembly of the United Nations is to be held very soon, late this month. So I think this meeting is in a proper time for preparing and concerting the effort, so as when we go to the UN, this would be attended by all the countries all over the world. So I think when we have ready plans and the three presidents are organizing that, I think this is a very good event in the right direction. Hello?
Yes, sir. President el-Sisi has stressed on the importance of achieving Palestinian reconciliation. How essential is this file at the current stage, sir?
I think as it was before, Egypt's stance is very consistent, is very one-way ticket for unifying all factions in Palestine, because this would thwart the Israeli delegation or Israeli negotiators where they say whom we can negotiate with. So I think it is essential and very important that all Palestinian factions should get together, should be represented in one voice behind one negotiator, so as they can reach this viable state, which I think it is right now, and the whole world recognizes that. U.S. also with with the convention now that there should be more than anyone else or before that. I think they care about establishing two-state, viable state Palestinian with Jerusalem, East Jerusalem as its capital. This is what Egypt called for, this is what the Palestinians aspire for, and the Jordanians, of course.
So Egypt has always played a leading role in supporting the Palestinian cause. How do you see Egypt's role in reaching a Palestinian-Israeli truce and in launching the reconstruction process in the Gaza Strip?
I think that Egypt has proved already its effectiveness in doing the reconciliation, in having a say, a strong say and a respectable say among all the parties, whether the direct parties between the Palestinians and the Israelis or all over the world. So I think Egypt in a position to help much, but Palestinians and the whole Arab system should get together so as we could force the occupiers to go for this two-state solution, which is good for everyone in the final analysis.
Egypt and Jordan has always shared the strong relations. How do you see the two countries cooperating in regional issues such as the Palestinian cause, sir?
Yes, Egypt and Jordan has deep-rooted relationship a long time ago, and their cooperation is extremely important. Egypt and Jordan with Iraq would formulate a new economic entity. I hope by the end of reaching such a goal, I think this is like reconstructing and reorganizing the entire Arab system, which is needed very much in to deal with so many crises and the challenges that we all face in the Arab world.
Professor of Political Science, Mr. Hassan Wagiwi, thank you very much for the in-depth look. Thank you very much for your opinion. And we move on, dear viewers, with the news bulletin, where, of course, Egypt hosts on Thursday a joint multinational military drill dubbed the Bright Star between the 2nd and 17th of September. The military spokesman said the 21 countries are set to participate in the exercises. The drill, which was first held in 1980, will take place in Egypt on a regular basis. The U.S. Central Command has said it looked forward to continuing the decades-long training relationship with Egypt. Under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli inaugurated on Wednesday joint track cycling world championship, which Egypt hosts for the first time from September the 1st to September the 5th. Prime Minister welcomed the participant delegations and confirmed and conveyed the greetings of President el-Sisi to the championship officials and participants. 47 countries are taking part in the championship with the attendance of a number of ministers and heads of the Egyptian, African, Arab and international cycling unions. Presidential Advisor for Health Affairs, Dr. Awad Tajuddin, said the unvaccinated civil servants would not be allowed to go to work without receiving the coronavirus vaccine. In television remarks, Tajuddin said that inoculating school students is now mandatory as per directives of President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, adding that the Ministry of Health is preparing a plan to implement such a decree over the coming periods. He added that daily infections have exceeded 200 people, noting that many of them suffered from serious symptoms and needed intensive care, although the number of deaths is so far limited. The senior health official confirmed the seriousness of the new variant, Mu, that has spread in a number of countries, revealing that the Delta variant is highly transmissible but less dangerous. Egypt reported on Wednesday 291 new coronavirus infections, bringing the total number of cases to 288,732 people since the outbreak hit the country in mid-February last year. The Health Ministry also reported 7 new deaths, bringing the total number of fatalities to 16,743. The ministry added that 553 patients were discharged from hospitals, rising the number of those who have recovered to 239,886 people.